at Winton Kindergarten we've been running our Discovering Nature Taiote program for the past 6 years. It's a program that has been supported by our Southland Kindergarten Association across all 23 kindergartens. So each Tuesday we meet our families at the reserve, and our day begins with the children having their morning hui in the shelter. We make a plan for the day. Leaders, think we could make a forest and be snowmen today? No! Being negotiators, problem solvers, compromisers, leaders and followers, all those skills that we want them to have to carry throughout their life begin within the kindergarten in this context. Could you make your first wish, Zane, our oldest friend at Taiote Hira?
My wish is done.
Who's Jack's buddy today? Could you show Jack what to do at the Wishing Rock?
So children have learnt also alongside the kaiako and how to be unhurried and how to notice things. So they are very protective of any little creatures and bugs and birds and all sorts of things that they see. And they're also very articulate in letting adults know how they should look after them as well.
We have parent helpers that come every week and 2 teachers, and we follow the lead of the children. So for us, the narrative that has been building is something that will often be revisited naturally because the children are interested. Let's go back and find out what happened here. Let's go back to Kōwhai Corner and see if there are any more seeds to collect. Let's go check if there's an egg at the dragon's nest. Let's go share the legend of the Taketomi waka with the new children in the group. If you find a pod, bring it over. Any seeds inside your pod? Oh, look. No, what could we do with that seed? Plant them, and when we plant them, what will grow?
Kōwhai tree.
And when we have the kōwhai trees,
The tui's come.
the tui's come. And the tui.
This is a waka that was created based on the local pūrākau or legend of the Taketomi Mountains.
What is this story about, though? The Maori legend of the Taketomi Mountains.
So the children were involved on lots of levels. They had the story fed in and they interacted with the story, so they got a really rich knowledge of what that story meant, particularly for this local area. And then their little hands got busy drawing and designing, and then they were also involved in the carving of the waka, and then coming in, placing it where it's supposed to be, connecting it with the local high school. So many levels of rich engagement for the Winton kindergarten children.
Where's our first wave? And what did the first wave do, Ella?
Tipped it over.
And what did the second wave do, Blair?
Took the waka onto the shore.
Took the waka onto the shore. The third big wave, can you make that big wave with your arm? Carried the Taketomi waka.
Taketomi Mountain.
Carried the waka onto the Taketomi Mountains. Thank you, Zane.
The Te Whāriki curriculum focuses a lot on, they talk about children having mana and agency, which means they've got good self-esteem and they've got control over what they're learning and doing, of course within the safety boundaries, but they can grow up to make their own choices about what risks to take, for example. So children are absolutely amazing at deciding what's safe and what's not safe. And sometimes when the adult comes along and decides that for them, they've taken all the decision making away. It's actually to have respect for children's intelligence to the extent where they're able to decide what they want to learn themselves and how they want to learn it. And that's something that these kaiako at Winton are very strong in.
Once a week they come to the forest kindy and they go back to kindy after lunchtime, and they have the time to come down and sit down and write in the journals and draw on them the important things they did that day, or either pick up kōwhai seeds or have the whānau around them. So it's quite amazing how much they learn for little things and what they pick from that day.
We're thinking of the fantails, tail, black and white.
We have our ecological reflective journals that each of the children have, where they can share through the art as a learning tool what they've experienced for the day, any new findings, new discoveries, something that sparked their interest. The power of that is that the message of the child in nature is being received without throughout the community as well as within the four walls of kindergarten. So the art that they produce is something that is shared on our weekly blog with families. It's shared in their diaries with their families when they come to pick them up at the end of the day, along with photos that are taken throughout the day at the reserve.
So it's a connection between the two spaces. It's appreciating the natural world with the children. So there's the care of the wildlife, there's the care of the site, and there is the advocacy that children have when they go out in the community to say this is a place that we all need to take care of.
Part of the magic that we are seeing unfold at our nature program is that of the child characteristics really coming to the fore.
I'm making a really big one.
Someone that might be shy and reserved being paired with someone that's outgoing, and then the following week saying, actually, I can do this myself, you don't need to lead me. It's just so magical to see.
I got the half!
It's a break in half.
No!